Hey everyone, my name is Carly and today I'm here with another wrap up. Sorry about the lack of videos recently, just life in general, and I'm also sorry that I have two wrap ups, one after another, but I actually really like doing wrap ups, so I'm not too sorry. But this is a wrap up for the Reading Quest, which was a read-a-thon that I decided to participate in. It was a month-long read-a-thon. It started August 13th, I think, and ended on September 10th, which was a few days ago, and I'm finally now getting around to doing this video. So I'll leave a link down to my TBR, which has all the information for it, but it was like, it was kind of based off like RPG elements, so you had 4 different paths you could follow: a mage, rogue, knight, another one which is completely blanking on me, and I chose the mage route, and with each one, 5 different reading prompts. You chose a book based off of them, and they had little side quests and everything. For it, I was able to finish 4 of my 5 books, which is good. I'm proud of that. The 5th one I was actually almost finished with by the end of the readathon, so pretty good, because I started reading my books and went, oh my god, these are huge books. What have I done for myself? Because they were really big, except for the very first one I read. Otherwise it was over 400 pages and like high fantasy. I'll just get into it. The first book I read and finished and counted for the book with a one-word title was Coraline by Neil Gaiman. I don't have this book on me because I got it from the library and had to turn it back. But I decided to read this. I hadn't read any Neil Gaiman. This book has been on my radar since like I was in elementary school, and I absolutely, positively love the movie Coraline. I love it so much. Easily like up there with my favorite movies of all time. So I was curious on how the book and the movie related, like how they played off each other, and I was very pleasantly surprised to find that the movie really did follow the book, and that when I was reading the book I was able to picture scenes from the movie. So that was that made reading it fun. I did like it. I gave it, I think, like a 3 out of 5 stars. It's about this girl who moves to a new place and discovers this like other world and kind of has to save her own life and her parents' life from the other mother. But it was good. I do gotta say though, I think I enjoyed the movie just a little bit more, but that could just be kind of a nostalgic kind of thing. But it definitely made me want to read more Neil Gaiman stuff. The next book I read, and again I don't have on me because I got it from the library, was Queen of the Tearling, and this one counted for the first book in a series. I ended up giving this one a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really liked it a lot more than I thought I did. It follows this girl who has been raised in hiding until she came of age to become queen of this land that has these threats and isn't doing so hot, and so now she kind of had to come, and it's her kind of starting off on her reign, and I really liked it. Kelsia, she was fun to read about. I really enjoyed reading Mace. They were fun, just the way they were interacted with each other and how he helped her and how she kind of defaulted to him and how she, just really took to her position. I really liked it. And one of my favorite scenes that I would actually love to see in a movie was her coronation scene. Maybe a bit of spoilerly talk, I guess, but I loved reading that when like they get attacked, she has a knife thrown in her back, and Mace is like, okay, yeah, you're gonna lose a lot of blood, we should probably put this off, and she's like, no, we are doing this right here, right now, because she knows if she doesn't do it right here, right now, then she's probably never gonna be crowned queen. She's probably gonna be killed beforehand. And so he's like, well, like, you kind of have to be awake and you're losing a lot of blood and you're gonna pass out, and she's like, well, just kick me if I start to pass out. So through that entire scene, it's just like the priest is reading the thing, like is doing her coronation, and she's about to pass out, and Mace is always just like kicking her and everything. And I don't know, it was just a fun little scene that I would love to actually see in like a movie. Though I do gotta say it was a little jarring because I thought this would be a completely different world than the one we live in, but apparently the one we live in was like years and years ago, and so it was kind of jarring to have like Tolkien and J.K. Rowling mentioned in this book. But other than that, I really, really liked it. It was a fun read, and I actually just went to the library and picked up the second book, and I was really sad to learn that my library does not actually have the third book, so I will find a way to read that. But I'm super excited to continue with this series. Loved it. The next book I read, I do actually have, and it was Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. And this follows our character Laszlo as he kind of discovers the secret of Weep and why everyone forgot about it and its name. This one I read for the prompt of a book that is set in a different world. I ended up giving it about 3 out of 5 stars. I probably will pick up the next one. I'm not 100% sure. But I liked it. I don't think I loved it as much as like everyone else seemed to, but I enjoyed it. I liked it. It, I don't know, seemed a little slower than I anticipated. Things finally really picked up at the end, and then by that point it really felt more like there should be more book to it rather than a cliffhanger. That was how I felt about it. But I did really like Laini Taylor's writing. I really liked picturing just the world, and I mean, made me picture of all the lost cities that I've found in Uncharted games, because I've been playing those recently. So it was enjoyable, but I don't know, maybe it wasn't quite for me. The next one I read was The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. And this one went for the prompt of a book based on mythology. This is just a retelling of the story of Achilles and his relationship with Patroclus. I'm really probably pronouncing that wrong. And it actually tells you how to pronounce it in the book, and I can't remember. But can we take a moment to like enjoy this cover? Look at how pretty this cover is. Like when I got it in the store, I had a hard time finding it, and when I found it, the instant I picked it up, I went, holy crap, this is so pretty. Like, I love this cover so much. I love the colors of it, and I love it. If every cover could like have this color scheme, it probably wouldn't work out for every book, but it's so pretty. But I really, really enjoyed it. I love mythology. I had, when I was in high school, one of my classes, we did a unit on mythology, and when I first went to college, I took a whole class on mythology. Unfortunately, this kind of went in, arrow went out the other, and I hate that happened, but I really like mythology stuff, and Greek mythology is just one that's easily accessible. And so I really, really, really liked that. I really liked this. I loved her writing. It's very poetic, and like, maybe because I had just been watching videos of people in Greece and just how pretty the Greece islands are, at least the touristy spots. All I could picture while reading this, along with her like writing, it was beautiful. It was a beautiful image I could create in my mind. I loved it. And actually, like, the ending, I mean, if you know the story of Achilles, then you know how this story is going to end. But I was surprised at how like emotional I got at the end out there. When I finished reading it, it was like no, even though I knew exactly how it was going to end. And also, did I say friend, Patroclus? Like, they started off as friends, but it is definitely they're definitely lovers. They're boyfriends, however you want to say it. They like each other, they have sex with each other, and they kiss each other. And they love each other. And so it was a good read. I will put in kind of trigger warnings for mythological, ancient time period sexual assault, because there is definitely times mentioned of some sexual assault happening towards women, and it's stuff that would have been told in the myths themselves. So just gonna put that out there for that book. There's nothing like graphic or anything, but it is mentioned. Yeah, just want to put that out there for that trigger warning. And those were the 4 that I was able to finish for my read-a-thon. And like I said, those were huge books. Like the shortest one was Coraline at like, I think it was 162 pages. And everything else was like 400 plus. The 5th one I'll briefly touch on because I was like at 630 pages out of 750. So I was almost done with it, but it was The Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson. I'll say more of my thoughts on it in my September wrap-up. But considering how much I read of that book I started that the week before the readathon ended. So I'm pretty proud of myself for how much I got done reading in that book. But yeah, so that was fun. I really liked all the prompts. Like, I think I might continue trying to base my reading off of those prompts, because I really wanted to do the rogue because it had different, like, it made me think that I could diversify my reading more, which is something I'm looking to do. And so I think I might continue like picking books based on those prompts, just because it might help diversify my reading, make me read a little outside stuff that I wouldn't probably necessarily have thought to read. But it was fun. I had fun doing it. It was a cool little readathon. Not little. It wasn't a little readathon. But it was a fun little readathon. I still said little. Anyway, did you participate in it? How did you do? Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. If you liked what you saw, hit that subscribe button. And I will see you guys again with another video. Bye.